Okay, so let's discuss a hypothetical condition, hypothetical situation, right?
Okay,
That
absolutely.
I have
Which one?
sometimes people make a lot of mistake. Even I also make a lot of mistake while talking about this kind of sentence. So why not? We should discuss about this sentence. Let's practice this kind of sentence.
So I'm going to give you a situation and you'll have to talk on it, and then we can pick up the conversation from that. Does that sound right? Right? Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
Where you get summer or you get parts without snow, but it's also a very vast country, I think, Priyanka. Because of that, there are a lot of places that you can't explore. I mean, you can explore. And I think the cultural difference is also something that we can look at with curiosity, because it's always fun to be a part of a new culture, right? So I think that is also something that you talked about. You like visiting the places that you like going for skiing, you like the adventures that accompany snow. Welcome back. How are you doing?
Yeah, I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking me. What about you?
Oh, I'm doing. I'm also doing great. I'm so
There is a network problem from your side or mine?
excited for. Did something interesting happen today or no? Your side. I mean, I think it's been a few days, right, since we've had our previous session. So has something interesting happened since then? Something that excited you, maybe?
Oh, nothing special, just everything going with the flow.
Just
That's
the usual daily routine that you follow. That's nice. Okay, so Priyanka, is there something that you would like for us to talk about today? Something in specific that piqued your interest, or a topic that you just randomly thought of that you would like to talk on?
okay, so let's discuss a hypothetical condition, hypothetical situation, right?
Okay,
That
absolutely.
I have
Which one?
sometimes people make a lot of mistake. Even I also make a lot of mistake while talking about this kind of sentence. So why not? We should discuss about this sentence. Let's practice this kind of sentence.
Okay, so you want hypothetical situations, I take it, right? Yeah, so where we are assuming that suppose if you had wings, what would you do with those, right? That's what you want,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. Imaginary sentence. Exactly.
Okay, okay. So imagine, Priyanka, that you had an opportunity to be anywhere in the world. Hypothetically,
Just a minute.
imagine you got that opportunity somewhere. So tell me where would you go and why? Hello,
Yeah. Actually, I think there was a network problem. Your voice
uh,
wasn't clear.
am I audible now?
Now it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about hypothetical situations.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So today I'm going to give you a situation where you had the ability to teleport anywhere, any part of the globe you could go, any place you would like. So which place would you choose and why? And you cannot choose India, okay? You have to think about another place and you have to talk about it, okay? Let's see.
Okay. Mm, I have to think about it. Which
No
place?
problem. Just think of a place that you've always found that it's fascinating, or a place that fascinated you, or you thought, okay, I can see myself visiting this place sometime in the future. Has there ever been a moment like that?
Okay. So that place would be, I can say Canada, because once my husband went there for office purpose and he stayed there for the 3 month, right? So that
Mhm.
time it was full of cold, full of chill. That time ice was snowing and it's completely chill. And I think I'm a kind of person who love cool weather. And
Okay.
that's why I would love to go Canada in a Montreal where he stayed there. So in my future, if I ever get a chance to go there, definitely I would love to go. And I
Okay.
because I love cool place, where ice is snowing. Apart from that, in a cool weather, we love to have hot things, and that give a different kind of energy, I can say. And
Mm-hmm.
I also I think I also like love to wear that warm and big jacket. So in that kind of weather, I love to wear that kind of jacket and all. And the third thing is that I love that icy weather, because there I would go outside and when he went there, he showed me when he went when he like when he stayed in the hotel. So there was a heater, so everything was warm. But once he went outside, everything was freeze like this. There was a full of ice, and even there was no tree, only full of ice and all. So that was
Mm-hmm.
really fascinating for me. So I
Mm-hmm.
would love to go there. And I have even in my life, I have never, experienced that kind of like cool, chill place ever in my life. That's why I would like to go there.
So
How
you would say that you prefer winter over summer. You prefer a cool weather over a warm one. A sunny day would be less preferable to you than a cool one or something that
exactly.
has snow. And I think one of the reasons why we're all very fascinated with snow is because we don't get to see it a lot in our area, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
And
yeah, I think
ice
that also.
people, I have seen in ice people can play a lot of game like skiing, and there are a lot of games,
Mhm.
throwing ice to one person to another. So
You
make
mean throwing snow, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So and that when ice fall on our hand, or we can feel it, right? We can take it on our hand.
You can mold the snow into a lot of shapes. Like it's done usually in places where the snows, where they create a snowman, or they might create silhouettes on the snow. So it's very common over there. So you are very fascinated with that idea, I take it.
Yeah, so these are the kind of imaginary things for me because I have never experienced in my.
Mhm.
Now,
I think.
okay, so now I want you explain this in a better way. I know I made some messy way, or I made.
Yeah, okay. So, based on what you said, right, you were saying how you like for and you would love an opportunity to visit Canada, which is, of course, a country in the West. And it is a country that's predominantly more on the cooler side. The temperatures are lower compared to our country. So it snows most of the time, or almost all year round, I think. There's very few months. And yeah, one of the primary reasons that you stated for wanting to visit Canada was because your husband is at the place, and it's a good opportunity for you to be there with him by his side. So yeah, I think the points that you gave are pretty valid, and I think you said it right mostly. It's just that here and there we can use a better form of words or better vocabulary to make sure that it's a little bit more advanced than our normal English, right? That's what we're trying to do here. So that's
Exactly.
it. Besides that, you were speaking quite well. And I think besides Canada, right, we have a lot of countries in Europe as well, which have a lot of snow and it snows all year round. Like, for example, I think Switzerland is a country like that. And it's
Yeah.
also very yeah, it's also very beautiful. We've seen it in movies.
Yeah.
I think that's the closest I think I've gotten to seeing the place. It's I think for in movies like DDLG and all, they portray the landscape really well. So yeah, that is also a country that you can think about if at all you possibly get a chance in the future and you wish to explore places that snow. I mean, where snow is very prominent. And I think the Scandinavian countries as well, they have a lot of cold places that you can visit. So I think yeah, it's nice that you have this affinity towards winter. So you would say right that you prefer winter over summer.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you must have noticed in a snow place, in a icy place, when woman wears chiffon sari and they were dancing in a cool place.
Right.
That is completely, it's like sometimes it's really amazed me how even though if you see a boy, they are wearing a full jacket, big shoes and everything, muffler, and girls only wears that chiffon sari. We have
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of
You know,
songs where
yeah,
girls and boys are like this.
dances, right? You're talking about movie sequences and dances where the women are always dressed in a sari, but then the men are always like covered. It makes us wonder how do they pull it off? I mean, it must be freezing, right?
Mm, exactly. Have you ever imagined yourself to be in that kind of place in a
Oh, no, definitely not wearing a sari. Absolutely not. Yeah, yeah, we'll die from frost, I think, if that case were to come. Yeah, but then, yeah, I think one of the reasons, especially I've seen a lot of the heroines, right, in movies when they are shooting a sequence in such places, they tend to wear very bright colors, and I think that is very contrast. It's more of a contrast towards the snow, right? The snow is white in color, and when you bring in bold colors,
Yeah.
it works. And I think maybe wearing a jacket on top of it takes away that. Yeah, but at the same time too, we have to consider the fact that it is very chilly, and I don't know how they pull it off. It's very fascinating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So
I also wonder how people do like.
yeah, absolutely. Have you has other parts of traditional ways in which our movies or films or songs have been made? Have you ever given it thought, much of a thought where you've considered, okay, why this is a common element with Bollywood or our Indian film industry in general? Has there ever been something like that for you that
Yeah,
you've thought about?
I have seen a lot about the Punjab, like people drink that big glass of lassi and
Uh-huh.
eat roti with butter. And I have seen people are, I have heard that people are really very foodies who are from Punjab. They can't eat anything without butter and all. So I have seen in this movie. And I love
Uh-huh.
Patiala sword, mostly that Punjabi girls wear and boys that pagdi. So that all the thing that's I feel like I'm really fascinated about those things. Even I have also some now I don't wear, but I think I can say earlier I used to wear a Patiala suit that I love to wear.
Yeah, I think
Now
there
I
was a
to wear
time
Patiala.
in the 2000s when patialas were famous, I think. A lot
Yeah,
of people wear it very frequently.
yeah, Patiala suit with juti and
Yeah.
big braid, big choti, I can say. So that thing,
Yeah.
it was very famous.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I think a lot of films during those days are also like a lot of them had the portrayal of really bright. And I think the concept of the Patiala dressing, what stands out is again the fact that it's very bright and you have a very subtle play of sequins and tassels along with it. Even with the braid that you said, no, there are tassels that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I think it's very interesting to see how the cultural blend comes in. You look at different places and yeah, it comes. That's really nice. Have you ever tried it though? Braiding your hair in the
Yeah,
manner?
earlier when I had such a now I have like medium hair. Earlier I had very long hair, like near my
Mhm.
waist area. So that time I used to make a braid on my hair, but I have never used anything on my braid.
But I think now there are people who put tassels on their hair. I mean, it's not necessarily tassels. You get hair scarves that are they resemble tassels and they tie it with the braid, and it's a recurrent fashion movement. I think. So
Mm.
yeah, maybe people are taking inspiration from the 2000s Punjabi attire and bringing
Yeah.
it back. Who knows? Did you ever come across a fashion moment like that is kind of coming back? For example, in the 70s, we had the bell bottoms, right? And now we have the flared pants, which is similar to that.
Mm.
Right?
I know I think I have never tried it. And in Kerala, I have seen a white sari is very famous. White sari with
That
red
is
border.
something
People wear it
that
for festival. Is it wear in any festival?
a festival, and I think traditionally when you have traditional events happening, for example, if you are visiting temples or if you have specific wedding ceremonies going on, we tend to wear the set. That's what we call it here. It's a set where you have a gold border at the end, and then your sari or whatever outfit you're wearing is made with a white. It's a cotton blend, I think, but the part is, I think, it's silk, or I don't know what it's made of, but anyways, so this is something that we use for traditional
Mm.
stuff, and a lot of women, I think, and men too, they wear what we call munda, which is lungi is the English word that you use for it, but I think lungi is commonly referred to for munda that you wear inside the home, but when you wear it outside, I think it's still called munda. and we wear that over here. That's also white, and we wear the sari as well. I think when the women visit temples or when there is something that's very auspicious that's happening. So yeah, that's common here. That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I think.
Have you ever tried to wear sari?
Yeah, I mean, over here, everybody does, I think, Priyanka, especially when we have festivals like Onam coming, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We all end up wearing the set and mundu. There are two ways in which you can wear the set. You can either wear it as a sari or you can wear it as a mundu and kind of like a half sari.
Okay. Okay.
There are two ways in which you wear it, and the traditional one is the one that is like a half sari. So you wear the mundu first, and then you wear the pallu or the draping. You do the draping with the set, and that's how it's done. But yeah, I don't think that has undergone a lot of fashion evolution over the years. But I think now people sort of go into the Onam not so Onam vibe, which is what we call it here, where you still use the Onam colors and material, but still have a sort of Indo-Western touch to it, where you can customize the outfit into maybe a kurti set or something along those lines. So yeah, I think that's the only development that has happened in that regard. But besides that, has there ever been a fashion moment in our country that stood out for you where you felt like, okay, so this was something that I remember maybe my parents used to wear it during their days and now it's coming back? Has there
Hmm.
ever been a moment like that for you?
Uh, for me, yeah,
Yeah.
like as I am from, yeah, I also wear a sari and every festival, especially like Holi, Diwali. So we usually we try to wear sari, apply bindi, and we wants to get ready. So and our parents also used to do even same thing. I also do. There are a lot of things that we follow as our parents do, right? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
after marriage, we feel like there are a lot of things that is quite changed. My mother used to do something different, but here my in-laws wants me to do something different. So I always try to do something that my in-laws say. If I'm with my in-laws, if I house, then I do like as my mother said. I don't want to quite confused like my mother's like this, and why am I not doing? Or in-laws doing like this, so why am I not doing? So I always follow wherever I am. So like I'm here, so I listen to my in-laws. I think this is a very common in a girl's life. And I think
Mm-hmm.
most of the girls get confused. What should I do? My mom used to do like this and like that. So I get confused.
Yeah, I think we learn as much as we can, right, from all the
Exactly.
people that we meet across life, and we take the good and try to not focus on the bad. I think that's what we all try to do in a general sense.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah, it's really nice that you have considered different parts of the world and what could potentially stand out if you were to go and visit the places. So I am taking it that if you were given that opportunity, you definitely go on a world tour. Yeah, right.
in India, where would you like to visit if you ever
Me,
get a chance?
I don't know because I think I've been to the north a couple of times. I've been to the south as well, but east is an area that I am yet to explore because we haven't had the opportunity yet. So
Oh.
hopefully there too we have a lot of places where it snows. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's really nice to try and visit the place and try to learn about the cultures a lot because I like the East culture a lot. I think it's very they live very harmoniously with nature, I believe. So I would like to see that
Yeah.
at some hopefully if that works out. Have you ever considered traveling to the East?
No, now I don't have any plan, but yeah, I love to explore new places. I love to see that culture, even though I love to talk to them so that we can know a lot of things. And we are
Yeah,
lucky in India, there are a lot of state and everywhere we get some changes, right? Once you
yeah,
move from one
absolutely.
state to another state, you will get in terms of language, their culture, their religion, everything has completely changed. So we are lucky to get all kind of, uh,
Absolutely. I totally agree. We have already so many places in our country that teach us enough about cultures and food, and it's so diverse that you never get past trying to explore the country because it's a never ending cycle. I
exactly.
totally agree. I totally agree with that regard. So this was fun, Priyanka. I think we've had a good, consistent communication for the all the sessions that we've had. I believe even you've tried to incorporate new words into your speech, so that's really nice. I think it's something that your viewers can learn as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, every time I think we start with something new, right? So
Yeah.
yes, so
Yeah, yeah, and even you try to incorporate a couple of advanced vocabulary into your speech as well. So that's really nice, and I think that's also something that the viewers can learn from if they are trying to get past the basic communication that English is used for,
yeah,
right?
exactly. So okay, I want to know, can you explain me any two vocab that you have learned recently with example?
Recently that I've learned, okay. So I didn't know what talk was, okay, as in TORQUE, I think that's how it's pronounced. So I didn't know what that was. So it's basically something that is associated with the car's functioning.
Okay.
So yeah, so it has something to do with the power, I believe. So recently I was just trying to search a little on it because, of course, yes, I was curious. So I came across this word. It's called toke. So yeah, and that was a word that I recently got to know, and
Oh,
it's yeah, it says it's something about the speed of the car and the power that it carries, the engine carries, and yeah. So when you analyze or assess a car, right, torque is one of the things that you try and keep in mind. And a general English word that I might have learned recently, what is it? I might have to think upon it. Yeah, because I don't know. This just I constantly read, so it's hard to keep a track of what I need to keep over here and what I have to.
I can understand. Mhm.
Yeah, so that it happens because when you read too much now, after some point, then a little is retained in the memory, and while it helps the with the language, right? It's very hard for you to remember specific words when you just read too much because it gets overwhelming sometimes. I think I'm going through something similar like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, it happened several times with me, and sometimes it happened if somebody asks me any random question, right? And I'm not prepared with it. So sometimes I feel like I know everything, but that
At
word,
that time, it doesn't come out.
yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't come in my
exactly.
mind. So it happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It does. I think I'm going through something like that. I'm thinking, okay, which was a book that I read recently? What did I remember from it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think in a general sense, it's a habit that everybody can have, regardless of whether or not they are an advanced and basic learner. Always learn new words, try to understand the meaning behind it, and maybe try to incorporate it in our daily speech. It's something that we can all do to brush up our language skills. And I think that's something that you can also incorporate. Won't you agree?
Yeah, yeah, so definitely. We also brush up our knowledge. It really
Abs-
helps.
yeah.
Exactly. Mhm.
Maybe for today, what both of us can do is we can search more about Canada and snow and the weather there, and try
Yeah.
to fit that into our speech. I think that's something that we.
Yeah, even I also want to explain more about a snow. Like, there are a lot of things that I really wanted to explain it. But I think I have somewhere I had a lack of vocab. That's why I couldn't explain more and more.
Yeah,
So,
but that's completely fine. It will
yeah,
come
after,
around eventually.
exactly.
Yeah.
But after this call, I try to search on a Google how can I describe more and more.
Yeah, maybe try to brush up on the memory that you've had of the place.
Exactly.
That's really nice. So again, once again, thank you so much for this fun session, Priyanka. As always, it's a pleasure to talk to you and touch upon subjects. So yeah, hopefully we'll meet again in another session. And yeah,
Sure.
take care. Bye bye.
Thank you
You,
so much for your time.
yeah,
Okay.
you too.
Bye.
You too. Thank you. Yeah.